It's Saturday. It's August 20th, 2022. I'm wearing a sweatshirt that at one time I had only worn once and then it disappeared out of my closet. One day it miraculously appeared back in my closet. Then at some point it appeared with gigantic rips and holes in it. I don't know how. Um, so I'm watching this morning on Pops a movie that I've heard of but never actually sat through to watch. It's called The Fault in Our Stars. It's from 2014. It's about two teenage cancer patients begin a life affirming journey to visit a reclusive author in Amsterdam. Now, I haven't seen the whole thing yet. I'm stopping because the symbolic gesture where her name is Hazel Grace Lancaster, and it's Hazel, which is, I mean, here it's witch hazel, which is clear, but it's Hazel and Has, and then it's El. And then his name is Augusta Waters, which I find really interesting. Waters. Now, is that like the Annapolis representative, like tie in? Because they're doing something with sports. Um, they meet at an Episcopal church um, in some cancer group. I having like real life now problems in, and the other thing is has L, so it's has God, with the tie-in with the very special child with the very special birth. So I'm just watching this with a different eye. Um, there's some reference about how do I tell my father about the basketball, so he gave him a basketball trophy to smash. And then they went after a couple of other trophies. Um, Again, they made this in 2014. Someone, whoever it was. But I see the Episcopalian reference. I see the namesake reference in analogous possibilities. I know what I'm currently going through here. I know what child I had. Um, and I just find it very interesting that there's so many references if one looks, and it looms its way into this very Trinity story um, of this 3-star marks, um, and being able to figure out where these outlayers lie, for larger whatever with cosmic anchor into a set reality as a guideline, I suppose. I know that's a sailing reference. So this is how this part of the movie goes.
How you doing?
I did okay. It seems Isaac and Monica are no longer going concern.
Oh, Isaac, I'm so sorry. Do you want to talk about it?
No, I just want to cry and play video games. However, it doesn't hurt to talk to him if you have any sage words of feminine advice.
I actually think that his response is fairly appropriate.
Pain demands to be felt.
You're quoting my book.
She said she wanted to break with him before the surgery, but she couldn't handle it. I'm about to lose my eyesight, and she can't handle it. My kissing always to her like always, and she kept like talking over me and not saying it back, and like it was like I was gone already, and
a one-way mirror. It's a one-way conversation. If you make a message and it doesn't talk back, that's where you look out to the universe for other signs.
But people don't understand the promises that they're making when they make them.
I know, but I'm such a loser. I still have a necklace.
Take it off.
Dude, take that off.
Yeah.
Here we go.
It was a necklace of an M, which again, when it squiggles long in hero or hieroglyph or iconography from the other day in the other video, it's symbolic of water. Although he's talking about a woman, but again, sirens and mermaids, whatever they are.
Don't hit that, dude. Hey, hit this.
Sorry.
I've been wanting to call you for a few days now, but I've been waiting until I can form a coherent thought about Imperial Affliction.
That Imperial Affliction, and his jersey behind him says Waters and then 3, the number 3, and that there's 2.
One second. Isaac! Shoulders don't break. You need to break something. Try this.
The trophy?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I've been looking for a way to tell my father I kind of hate basketball. Go in town! An Imperial Affliction.
Yes. I'm so glad that you liked it.
What's
Yes, I did. But the ending.
I know, it is rather abrupt.
Rather abrupt. Are you kidding? It's evil. I mean...
Oh.
I understand that she dies, but there's an unwritten contract between author and cool, sure, between author and reader. And I feel like ending your book in the middle of a sentence sort of violates that contract, don't you think?
Okay, yes, I know what you mean, but I mean, to be completely honest, I think that it's just so truthful. You know, you just die in the middle of life. You die in the middle of a sentence. And I don't know. But I really would like to know what happens to the rest of, everyone after Anna dies.
Like Anna's mother.
Yes, and the Dutch julep man.
And Sisyphus the hamster.
Yes.
Have you tried contacting this Peter Van Houten fellow?
I've written him so many letters, but he's never responded. Apparently he moved to Amsterdam.
Maintain public safety.
This is the movie. It's called The Fault in Our Stars, and it came out 2014. And here's just so typical of right now. In my world, if my father is in the middle of a podcast, I don't go into his apartment. If his door is closed, I knock on the door, I wait to hear, and if he says come in, I enter. I don't just knock and open the door and barge in. It's just how I was built. In this living space, I ask my mother permission. I said, are you going to be busy for like a good 20 minutes so I can have the living room and I can have quiet space so I can do what I need to do and make a video? She says yes. And as I'm there doing very serious work, very serious memorial mention, in barges Lewis to make breakfast. Lynn then comes out of her bedroom and they strike up a conversation. Then the dirtbag from the front room, who's playing video games with my son, decides to exit his closed door space into the living room knowing that I'm in the living room because it's on the same wall where his room is. He can hear me speaking. He knows what I'm doing on the other side of that closed door. And yet he exits into the space and then speaks over what I'm doing in an interrupting type of manner. This is just so typical of humanity in this 20th century, in this disgusting arrangement that's occurred. It's not how I would have painted it. It's not how I prefer it. It is like there are no boundaries. There's no walls. There's no rules. There's no respect. There's no anything any longer. It's just people feel free to trample all over everything. And then, I mean, it's a horrific arrangement. I wouldn't wish this type of living arrangement on anyone. I wouldn't. My children were not built this way. My children didn't conduct themselves this way. When we were in the house alone with me as the authority figure and the three of them there was a hierarchy. There was a pecking order. There was this level of respect. You don't speak back. You do speak up. You don't speak back if I'm in the middle of instructions. And they would never, never, ever, if I'm in a room with a closed door, they would never attempt to open that door unless they heard from me first. That was just a spoken rule. Bathroom as well. In this house, you're in the bathroom, they just walk in. I mean, like, it is unlike any mixed group living arrangement I've ever lived in. It is absolutely disgusting how the antenna system has changed since I first arrived till now. But then again, also when I first arrived, my skin was in perfect condition. Linda always had my hair perfect with matching barrettes, with matching socks and shoes, and a beautiful, like, womanly or girly outfit. And since those days and the transition into this era as life on the outside and the availability of clothing and resources and so on, it's gotten deterioratively worse. Even though I housed the cosmic egg, and even though I gave birth, and even though she has the astrological signs of the holy cow, this is how humanity has treated us, which only furthers my, I don't know if you say the word complaint, being that I see how some of the priestly order is appreciated and housed and looked after, like all of their needs. They get to go into seminary and they get to study. They get to do whatever it is that they do in contributing to this Catholic order or this Episcopalian order or whichever. And there is cosmic order, alignment, and purpose. Yet for some reason, I'm forsaken completely and boarded or housed in some section that does not appreciate and show appreciation for the cosmic time and the order and balance that I bring into the world. But the world is out of balance, so that just aligns as well. There's a couple of movie references that they made money off of. Their investments made off of. I mean, it's like these breadcrumbs. It's really pathetic how they've completely insulated themselves in making sure that their needs are cared for, but the things that they preach about. I saw a Christian man the other day speaking about Ruth, Ruth, doing Ruth work, which is not pretty, and picking up the pieces that nobody else was even bothering to look at. It's what I feel like these videos are at this point, is nobody's looking for me. Nobody's gives a shit about whether I live, I die, I'm healthy, I'm sick. It's just how far. I mean, they celebrate the Holy Mother and Child in painting only at the fresco at the front of the church. But the real people that gave them that cosmic connection to something, and something to look forward to, and something to have as a picture, they've forgotten that we really exist and that we really have a purpose while celebrating all sorts of things in all sorts of cross references. In this land, it happens to be the Holy Mother and Child and the cosmic egg. In other lands, it means other things, but the humans haven't gone so far as to teach me what's important to them or what they've learned. So, I mean, in very small increments, I try to grasp on to their words and the pictures that they use to reference what psychology they're working off of, or where their construct of reality was built upon as far as a platform or a foundation. I'm in this at the moment. It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza. So again, it just goes back to this institution of marriage. Then why was I forced into some concubine with some blood that could kill me and would grow children that could make me sick if our bloods combined? If the sanctity of marriage was just so important, why didn't they get my one correct, knowing that I was going to bring in this cosmic child? And it's the same as far as family values go. I mean, I try to uphold as best I can, but the pieces on the field that I'm given, I can't hold up worship and revere. I mean, I try to do my best to not be, I try to be mild mannered, and I try to be pragmatic about it. But it's living in disconnect. It's like I know who I am and what I want to be and how it's supposed to be, and then I'm living in this disease of what is. It's Earth, solar system, Milky Way, universe, galaxy is broken, and it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.